Trading iron condors. Every industry has its own jargon, words, and phrases that are unique to their specific type of work. The stock and options markets also have their own set of special words. Option names, such as vertical spreads, butterflies, strangles and iron condors may sound strange to outsiders, but each of these are option strategies that traders can use to match their opinion regarding the directional movement of a stock. To learn more, keep watching, but first, please take a moment to like our video, and subscribe to our channel. When you buy shares of a stock, you only make money if the stock goes up in price. Options on an underlying stock, however, can be structured such that profits can be made when a stock moves up, moves down, doesn't move at all, and even when the trader doesn't know which direction it will move. In this video, we assume that the viewer has a basic knowledge of trading options. We recommend purchasing the book, Trading Vertical Option Spreads on Robinhood, by Dan Keen, available on Amazon for a clear understanding of trading vertical spread options. The option strategy we will talk about here, namely the iron condor, is constructed using two vertical spreads, a bull put credit spread, and a bear call credit spread. The book will go more in depth on these trades, but we'll briefly explain the concept of both of them here. A bull put credit spread is constructed by selling one put option, a short put, at a strike price that is below the current stock price, and then simultaneously buying another put, a long put, at a strike price lower than the short strike. This will generate a net credit, cash into your account, immediately upon execution, thus the name credit spread. A bull put credit spread is used when you expect a neutral to slightly bullish move in the underlying stock. Bull put credit spreads are especially good strategies when there is a clear support level. A bull put credit spread is used when a trader believes a stock's price will not fall below a certain level before the option expires. Novice option traders like this strategy because they can make a profit if the stock goes up, goes sideways, or even drops slightly. Let's look at a sample trade. From our research, we find that XYZ Corporation has been in a slow uptrend recently, and currently the stock price is $50.24. We will pick a strike price below $50.24, namely $45, to sell a put option. Our bet is that the stock will stay above $45 during the time the option trade stays in play. The $45 strike price puts us well below the current strike price of $50.24, giving us a nice cushion in case the stock drops a little. The next strike price below the $45 strike is $40. We will buy a put option with the same expiration date with a strike price of $40. Both of these puts are out of the money. We select an expiration date about 30 days from now. For selling the short put, the $45 strike, we receive a premium of $1.36. For buying the long put, the $40 strike, we must pay a premium of 49 cents. This gives us a net credit of 87 cents, which when multiplied by 100 because an option contract controls 100 shares of stock, we receive $87 immediately into our account. If the stock price goes up, we get to keep the entire $87 credit we received. If the stock price does not move between now and the option's expiration date, we also get to keep the full $87 credit. In fact, the stock can drop a little and we will still make a profit, since the break-even price is $44.13. Now, the opposite of a bull put credit spread is a bear call credit spread. This play bets that the stock price will either stay about where it is or will drop in price before the option expires. A bear call credit spread contains two calls, with the strike price of the short call placed below the strike price of the long call, and therefore the trade will generate a net cash flow, net credit, when the trade is entered. The short call generates income, and the long call limits the upside risk, should the stock price turn against you. Maximum profit will be realized if the stock price stays below the lower strike price, the short call, so that both options expire worthless, and the investor pockets the full net credit. For example, assume the XYZ Corporation has been in a slow downtrend, reversing from a recent uptrend, and from our research we believe it will continue to drop in price. So, a neutral to slightly bearish strategy, such as a bear call credit spread, could be traded. The current price is $152.49. We sell a call at the next strike price above the current stock price. That strike price is $155. For selling that call we receive a premium of $5.70. Then we buy a call at the next higher strike price at $160, for which we must pay $3.03. The difference between the two premiums is $2.67, which we collect immediately into our account. As long as the stock price stays below $155 by expiration, we get to keep the full credit of $267, which is $2.67 times the option multiplier of 100. The break-even price is 57.67, so there is even a little room for the stock to go up and we will still make a profit. A bull-put credit spread is a great strategy when our opinion is neutral to slightly bullish on a stock. A bear-call credit spread is perfect for when we are neutral to slightly bearish on a stock. But often, stocks will trade in a range for a while, bouncing up from a support level and backing down from a resistance ceiling area. This is a time to consider the iron condor strategy. The iron condor is simply an out-of-the-money bull-put credit spread and an out-of-the-money bear-call credit spread executed at the same time as one trade. It is a neutral strategy, used when a stock is trading in a defined range. For example, suppose a stock is currently at $50. It has been trading in a range between $45 and $55, which are acting as support and resistance levels. We can build a bull-put credit spread that profits as long as the price stays above $45. We can also build a bear-call credit spread that profits as long as the price remains below $55. Since the current stock price is between $45 and $55, we receive the premium income from both of these out-of-the-money spreads. If the stock price stays in this range until expiration, all four legs will expire worthless, and we keep the full credit we receive from the two spreads. The strike prices of the two spreads can be placed further away from the support and resistance levels to allow the stock a wider range in which to fluctuate and still make a profit. Of course, reducing risk also reduces reward, and premium income from the two credit spreads would be less. The bull put and bear call spreads benefit from time decay, and thus so does the iron condor. The goal is for the stock price to remain in this defined trading range until expiration, so that the full premium received is realized. If the stock price isn't exactly between the short strike of the spreads when the trade is initiated, the trade will lean slightly bullish or bearish. Maximum loss will occur if the stock price drops below the long put's strike price or rises above the long call's strike price at expiration. Exiting an iron condor can be done at any time, and it is recommended that the trade be closed out once 50% of the maximum profit has been achieved. Because there are two spreads, there are two break-even points. For the put spread, the break-even point is the short put strike price minus the credit received. For the call spread, the break-even point is the short call strike price plus the credit received. When choosing an expiration date, you don't want to go out too far. Remember that we are betting on a minimal movement of the stock price. The longer we hold the trade position, the more risk there is that the stock will make a major move and break out of the trading range. Before you try an iron condor, be sure your broker allows this type of trade set up. Many individual traders use the Robinhood platform, and it recognizes iron condor plays.